Someone wronged you. Not a small thing, a real one. They betrayed you, or humiliated you, or took something that mattered. Or they said the thing that cannot be unsaid. And you were right to be hurt. What they did was wrong. You have replayed it 100 times, built the case, won the argument in your head, over and over. And the verdict never changes. They were wrong, and you were wronged. And yet, here is the strange part. You are the one who cannot sleep. You are the one carrying it, turning it over at 2 a.m, feeling the heat rise in your chest, months or years later. They, meanwhile, may have moved on. They may not even know. They may be sleeping perfectly well while you serve the sentence. People keep telling you to forgive. And it feels impossible. And worse, it feels unfair, like letting them off the hook. So let us look honestly at what forgiveness actually is. Because almost everything you have been told about it is wrong. And that wrongness is the reason you cannot do it. The standard advice is to forgive. Let it go. Be the bigger person. And it fails for a precise reason. It sounds like you are being asked to say that what they did was okay. To excuse it, to wipe their record clean, to pretend it did not hurt, or did not matter, or was somehow fine. And it was not fine. It mattered. It hurt. So you refuse, correctly, to pretend otherwise. You will not stand there and call the wrong thing right. Forgiveness has been sold to you as absolution for them. And you will not absolve them, so you cannot forgive. So you keep the grudge, you feel righteous holding it, and you suffer. The whole problem is that you were told forgiveness is about them. It never was. Look closely at the grudge itself, because it is not what you think. A grudge is not a record sitting in a drawer, filed away, doing nothing. It is not a fact about the past. It is something you do, actively, in the present. Every time you replay the wound, rehearse the argument, summon the face, feel the old heat. You are performing the grudge, right now, today, with your own attention. The event happened once. The grudge happens daily. They wronged you a single time, in the past, and it is finished. But the resentment is not in the past. It is a live performance, and you are the one staging it every morning on their behalf. There is an old image for this, and it is exact. Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. The resentment does not touch them. It does not reach across the city or across the years to harm the one who hurt you. It runs through your body, your sleep, your nervous system, your mood, with people who had nothing to do with it. They did the damage once. The grudge means you finish the damage for them, daily, on yourself. You have become the unpaid contractor, completing the wreckage they only started. That is the real cost, and it lands entirely on you. Which is exactly why forgiveness is not the gift to them that you feared it was. There is an older word for the way out, and it does not mean what you think. Kshama. It usually gets translated as forgiveness. But its deeper sense is closer to capacity. The strength to bear something and to set it down, patience as power. Tej kshama tritiya. It is named among the great strengths, a quality of the strong. It takes more force to release a grievance than to keep clenching it. Kshama does not mean what they did was okay. It does not touch their record at all. It means you stop drinking the poison. It is the act of setting down the weight for the sake of the one carrying it, which is you. Forgiveness was always for you, never for them. This matters enough to say flatly, because the misreading does real harm. Forgiving someone does not mean reconciling with them. It does not mean trusting them again. It does not mean letting them back into your life, your home, or your phone. It does not mean staying silent about what happened, or calling it anything other than what it was. You do not even have to tell them. You can forgive someone and never speak to them again. You can forgive someone and hold them fully accountable. You can forgive someone and keep every boundary firmly in place. Kshama is not about whether they deserve it. It is not about reopening the door. It is only about whether you keep the wound open with your own hands. And there is a practical gift hidden inside that. Justice, boundaries, consequences, these are real and sometimes necessary. And you can pursue every one of them better with a clear mind than a poisoned one. The grudge does not sharpen your justice, it clouds it. You make wiser, stronger decisions about a person once you stop drinking the thing that has you shaking. Here is the layer underneath it all. There is no cosmic accountant waiting for you to enforce the debt. And yet the grudge is precisely you, trying to be that enforcer. You hold the grievance open to make sure they pay, to keep the account active. You have appointed yourself the collector of their debt. But you are never the accountant for anyone else's actions. Holding the grudge does not make them pay. Your suffering settles nothing on their side of the ledger. It only keeps your own pen scratching a darker page, day after day. So releasing it is not letting them off. It is taking yourself off duty. Resigning from a job you were never hired for. Collecting a debt that was never yours to collect. In a currency that only ever came out of your own account. One honest thing, so this does not become another impossible command. Forgiveness is almost never a single grand moment where the weight lifts forever. It is more like setting down a heavy bag you have carried so long, you forgot your hand was even closed around it. You set it down, and an hour later, or the next morning, you notice you have picked it right back up. The mind returns to the wound and starts the old performance again. That is not failure. That is the practice. The work is not to set it down once and be done. It is to notice your hands have closed around it again and to open them again and again. Each time, the grip is a little weaker, the heat a little lower, the rehearsal a little shorter. You are not erasing the memory. You will always remember what happened. You are only stopping the daily restaging that keeps the wound raw. So let what is true stay true. What they did was wrong. You do not have to call it okay. You do not have to let them back in. You do not have to forget. You only have to stop being the one who keeps the wound open. to set down the bag, to stop finishing, by your own hand, the damage someone else started long ago and walked away from. They wronged you once. The grudge is you doing it again, to yourself, every single day. Kshama was never about saying it was fine, and it was never a gift to them. It was you finally setting down a poison you were never sentenced to drink. You only volunteered